Hello, basement dwellers. I am the Basement Weeb. You can call me Nova. And this is your monthly manga must-read. Real quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment down below, share it on Twitter, and tag me at the Basement Weeb. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So it has come to my attention that I don't really talk about manga on my channel, or I haven't really talked about manga much on my channel. So I know I've mentioned in my Fruits Basket videos in the past that I have read the manga for Fruits Basket, but I've never really talked about manga in general. Now, obviously, I watch more anime than I read manga, but I read a fair amount of manga. I'm filming this video on a stack of manga volumes that I own. But so yeah, I've decided that at the start of every month, not exactly the start of the month, but around the beginning of the month, I'm going to recommend a manga that I think you guys should read that I really enjoyed. And it's going to vary a lot. Like this month's is this one. It's the Count of Monte Cristo manga adaptation by, I think, Silvermoon, I think is the artist. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Is it Silvermoon? Is that who the author is? Let's take a look. I think yeah. I think the artist's name is Silvermoon. Either way, it's a really good manga adaptation, but it's gonna vary a lot. Like this one's a manga classic, it's a manga classic. Some of them are going to be, action ones. Some of them are going to be most of them are going to be probably romance manga, that like random niche ones that you've probably never heard of that I really enjoyed. Some of them are going to be a little more mainstream. It's just going to vary based on kind of what I'm interested in at the time. Anyway, but so this month's recommendation is the Count of Monte Cristo manga adaptation by Silvermoon. If you are like me and your attention span is just absolutely the worst, and you cannot be bothered to read the classics for the most part just because they're long and wordy and you just can't focus on it because I have ADHD and my brain doesn't like to do things that don't directly give it dopamine, and reading long wordy things that just take up a lot of my attention and bore me, my brain just doesn't like to do it. My brain does not enjoy doing it. So for me, this is absolutely perfect because it allows me to enjoy the story. Because a lot of the times, the stories for these classics are really, really good. The issue is the way they're written is just not so enjoyable for a lot of people because they're long and wordy and they take too long to get to the point. And by the time you actually get to the good parts of the story, you're bored out of your mind. So I absolutely love this one. I got this from my local library. I ended up purchasing it because I held on to it too long. It had to be the late fee and stuff. They were just like, just keep it. I'm like, okay, works for me. But so yeah, it's a really good book. The art is really nice. Like, look at that. Look at the art on this thing. Like, look at it. It's so pretty. It's very stylized. The men are very handsome, which is something that appeals to me because I'm a straight girl and I'm just like, yes, handsome men, let's go. But yeah, it's really good. And the other manga classics are also very good. I'm probably going to do a separate video about the manga classic for Scarlet Letter because hot diggity daffodils, I love that one. I've read that one like twice. That one's my favorite of the manga classics. But yeah, for those of you who don't know the story of the Count of Monte Cristo, I do think there's actually an anime adaptation for the Count of Monte Cristo. It's called, I think, Gankutsuo. I could be wrong, but I haven't watched it. I want to though because I've heard it's really good. But Count of Monte Cristo is basically the story of a young man who has everything in life going for him. His life is going fantastic. He just got back. He's gonna inherit a ship. He's about to get married to his fiance. And on the night of his wedding, or it's either his wedding or his engagement party, the night of one of those things, he gets falsely accused of treason and ends up spending like 15-20 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And and then he vows to get his revenge, but he's not going about it in the way that like most people get their revenge. Like he's pretty chill about it, but it's basically the story of his revenge and the way kind of the other people in his life, came to be and all of that. And it's very, very interesting. And the way he does it is just absolutely phenomenal. So it's a really good story, especially with the manga. The illustrations add a lot of heart and detail and interesting bits to the story. So that's basically it. I really don't have any sort of plans for these videos. These videos are going to be very short and just kind of me telling you a little bit about the story and why I think you should read them. It's a good story, very dramatic. It's got some heart in there. It's got a little bit of romance in there in a couple places. The romance is very cute. Of course, that appeals to me because I'm a romance nerd. I'm romance trash. If it has romance, I'm like, yes, give that to me in like an IV or something. But Yeah, check it out if you like that sort of thing. If you've read the book, I think you probably would still like it. If you've never read the book, I would still read it anyway. It's a good way to experience a classic story if your attention span is terrible like mine. But yeah, I think that's going to be the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will be linking my Patreon and my Twitter down below. I still don't have a proper outro. See you in the next one. Bye!